Hey, what's up, YouTube and Triple T members? Jeremy Barber here, owner of Trading the Trend chat room on Discord. There is a link in the video description, and then there is a free 7-day trial. Come check us out risk-free. So today I wanted to kind of walk you through my preliminary scan for my end-of-day list. This is pretty much the routine I go through 3 to 4 times a day. This one was 3 hours before close when it was recorded. I'll have one more that will give me my final list. Right now I got it down to about 8 to 10 plays that I'm potentially looking at. Still have to go through, make sure they don't have ER either after hours or in the morning, and just do a final check of everything and come up with the best, 3 to 5 plays that I see. So here's me putting together that list. All right, I'm going to be going through the making of my end of day list today. It's been a pretty slow day out there, so I know there's a couple that I already mentioned to the room this morning that have potential to be an end of day play, but we're going to go through and see what we have. So I'm going to my main end of day scan. This is the same scan that I showed in one of my earlier videos. It's a pretty simple scan, catches a lot of tickers. Most days I have it set up under 30. Some days I'll move it down to under 10 or under 7. Just depends on how hectic the day is. So again, pretty basic scan, and right now we've got 11 pages of results, which is fine. I can handle that. So I don't like trading gap up, so I'm not going to trade that. This one's another gap up over 30%. Now, AGS, this was mentioned on my weekend watch list. I would have liked to have been in on this candlestick under normal circumstances, but we had this gap right here, and I don't like trading gaps. Pretty solid move today, about 7%. Has pulled back from the highs around 1030, RSI 75. Not a huge cause for concern. Float's good. Yeah, I really don't like it because of how much it's moved over the last couple days. So you can see we got a triangle right here, or wedge. Yeah, I don't really like it. Still actually below this blue line that was running, acting as support. It's actually right below that. So I don't really like that. We're support here, resistance here. We're kind of hanging out right in the middle. I don't like the risk to reward on that one. Again, I'm not necessarily, obviously I want plays to go up, but I also want good risk to rewards. This play may go up tomorrow. It's had pretty nice momentum for even on the red days. It wasn't too bad. So it may go up tomorrow, but it doesn't present a good risk to reward, and you're jumping in the middle, and you might as well be at the casino and betting on red or black, because it's about a 50-50 chance right there. RSI looks good, MACD looks good, stochastics look good, float 1.43, that worries me right there. It's pretty small. It's easy to get stuck in. The volume dries up. So average volume, it does almost 1 million in volume, which is surprising with a float that small. Short float, pretty high. This looks pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and put it down. This will be a preliminary list. I put this list together around noon, and then kind of just keep an eye on them throughout the day. But this is definitely one that's potential. About almost 13% move there, breaking out of this little consolidation here. Yeah, it's probably too far gone. Nice momentum from 15 up over 22 now. Yeah, just kind of a blah chart at this point. Not much. There's the indicators look good. Huge float, so no. Okay, so this one appears to have broke over this purple line right here. Small gap up there. It's not any cause for concern. It's only up 5% on the day. Up from about 260. $70 million float. Gonna run into resistance about 315 right there from the peak of this. Actually from the close on this candlestick right here. Yeah, you can see back here this line acted as support. So again, it's a maybe. Put it on the list. Usually at this point in the day, if I can get it down to about eight potential plays, from there, you know, some of them are going to fall and not look good anymore. Some of them are going to take off. They move too far. So it'll work itself out by the end of the day. Alright, so we got a break over this purple line about 385. It's 395. We are going to be running right into the $4 psychological resistance. We also had this horizontal line about 378-ish from all of these. Again, this is one where if this was, say, 360 and we had 40 cents up to the whole dollar, the $4, then I like this chart. I just don't like where it is underneath that whole dollar resistance. Another tiny float. Yeah, that's just one. And for it to get over that 4, then it's moved too much by that point. So it's just not right for me. And again, that's another one. You know, if it goes up tomorrow, am I going to be surprised? Not at all. It just doesn't present a good opportunity to me. RGIN. This one was from the weekend watch list, ran up. Looks like it sold off all of the gains on the day. Pretty large move. Don't like the rest of the chart anyway. This one, huge move. Over 14 up to almost 20. Huge move from support, ran right into this top resistance. Here's another one if you'd caught it down here, but now it's actually closer to resistance than it is support. Not a good risk to reward. This one from 12 up to almost 18 over 3-4 days. Too much risk. Huge move on this one last 2 days. Broke resistance right here, but resistance line, maybe 19.25 in there, way too far. Be running into resistance a little bit over 22, so not enough there for me. Here's one that actually, so you can see, was trending down from middle of summer, July, and double bottom right there, popped up, has pulled back down, bounced off this support one more time, and now you see it's got some gap ups, up only about 10%. Yeah, this is definitely one that I'll go ahead and put on the list as a potential play. 13 million float, still very, very low float. Typically, I like to be 25 to 75, somewhere in that range. I don't want to be super volatile. I don't want to get stuck in a play. Nothing there. Nothing there. This one right now, right below that $1 psychological resistance. We were up above it, pulled back below it. Strong channel here, sitting right in the middle of the channel. Here's one that we've got a pretty wide channel, 20 to maybe 32 area. Yeah. 3150 area. These candlesticks right here, 3060, sitting right on support basically. About $2 off of support, so about 10% off of support. But compare that to a potential move up to 30. We have a gap right here. This is the line that I would want to close above to get into this play. Around 2110 area. Even if we just ran up to this right here, that's about a $2.40 move right there. But again, we're right below this. I'm going to put it on the list, and then we will see what it looks like later in the day. All the indicators look good. MACD about to cross. Float 30 million. About 20% short. And this was, I believe this appeared on one of the scans yesterday. I didn't mark it down, but consumer cyclical and leisure. So this was definitely, would have been on the scan. Again, kind of right in the middle of support and resistance here. Right here, this one is in between the support and resistance, but you can see we were trending, had a pretty sharp, actually let me go into it. So we were trending down here, made this bottom, long hammer candlestick right here, which can be a reversal candlestick. We got a confirmation candlestick next. Pretty strong candlestick today. Less than 8% up. Resistance is going to be right here. This candlestick right here, if it closes in this area, has made a new high over this. This is a high, this is a high, this is a high. Now if we make another new high, that's something that I would definitely be interested in taking. Indicators all look good. Huge float. 400 million. So this is one I actually mentioned to the room earlier. I didn't notice the float on it. But even with that float, I like this chart. If we close here or above, 470 area. Right now we're sitting, right on top of that 477. So this is one that's definitely a potential play, even with that high float. It may just be a little bit slower play than we're used to, but if it's going to make money and it takes 3 to 4 days, then so be it. I can handle that. Yeah, not really liking that one. Up 12%, so not huge. Broke over this resistance. We are going to be running into this top wick about 155. We have the $0.50 psychological resistance at 150 right there. Bunch of gap ups, small, and then nothing new. 132 to 136, so 4 cents. 118 to, so about 8 cents there. We would have support in the 138 range. This is telling me a support at 140. So if this one closes above 140 and we're sitting on top of both of those supports right there, definitely something I'd be interested in taking a trade on. 32 million float, not much short. They're oil and gas. I'm typically a breakout trader. This one I thought was actually going to look better. We're sitting down on support, have been right around the support, but maybe it's these candlesticks right here that throw this chart off. It doesn't look good. Extremely small float, yeah. Here's one, sitting right at that resistance. Not really for me. This one's been setting off the scanner all day long. 20 up to almost 40. Okay, so this is one other one I mentioned that I really like in the chat room. Any close over this 319 area, 320 area right here. You've got these candles, or these wicks around 333. This is definitely a strong contender. I've liked this one since this morning. Really hasn't made a huge move. It just hung out for us, allowing us to hopefully get a good entry closer to the end of the day. This one I just got out of today. It was called a couple days ago. Chart still looks solid. over this 150 for sure. It's had some nice momentum from the bottom out around 90 cents, 93 cents. Again, where's this? 153 and then 150 support on it. Looks good. And just because I got out of it today doesn't mean I won't buy it again at the end of the day. If it sets up and there's some money to be made, I'll take it. Put that one on the list as well. Gap up. This was one of the Bitcoin tickers from the weekend list. So this purple line's about 175. This candlestick about 182. RSI is pretty high, 78. You know, start getting a little concerned once we start seeing numbers that start with an 8. Stochastics, we actually got a cross here. Not surprising, we had a red candlestick. We're in overbought territory still. 66 million flow, basically nothing short. Average volume, 500,000. That's about as low as I'm usually willing to go. I just don't know if this has another. It's up 10% right now, and if you look at the size of all these candlesticks, there's not many of them that are going to give that type of move. We had one here, and then the next day pulled way back before closing up here and then jumping up. So again, it's early. It's a potential play. Don't see anything there. This was on one of the scans I ran for the weekend watch list. These resistance lines right here seem to have held this morning. Close over 5 and close above this candlestick. Chart doesn't look too bad. It has moved up about 25% over a 2-day period. So yeah, I would definitely need to see it close over that 5. 10% short. All these look good. Average volume 4.26. So we'll put it on the list. This one breaks into this gap and closes over this about 27, 23 area. Got room up to 32. So this is one. RSI starting to trend up. MACD starting to flatten out. Stochastics looks like they're about to cross. Again, there was a pretty big gap down and then 2 selling days, so that relieved all of our indicators. Float's good. Another potential play. This one looks pretty solid. Again, right up against a psychological hold dollar resistance. I'd want to see this pull back and close closer to this 1075 area or get over this 11 area. Got horizontal resistance right there at that 11. Ran into it there, ran right into it there. Indicators all look good. Float good. Average volume, no. 200,000, that's way too low. Alright, so that gave us TUP SNDL, RWLK, PFIE, OPK, NLS, TRBG, and TGA as some potential end of day plays that I'm looking at right now. Okay, so I will have that list that I just created. I'll show it in text form in this video, and then I will put out another video after market closes with our end of day plays. So just wanted to walk you through kind of what I'm looking at when I'm selecting my plays to hold overnight. Alright, so that is our preliminary list. There will be that list in text format after this. Go through and see if you see anything that you like that you'd like to take a trade on, whether a day trade today or overnight hold. Again, these are to hold overnight. That's what I'm looking at, just as long as there's no red flags and no ER or anything like that coming up after hours or pre-market tomorrow. And then I will put together another video here after market close with our final list. Thanks for joining, good luck, and stay green.